Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to rank all of the songs in the main Geometry Dash levels. Not the actual levels, the songs they use. I'm only going to rank the classic levels, as in not the tower, because I don't have a huge opinion on, well, Scheming Weasel by Kevin MacLeod. I am going to include the spin-off games though, so that adds up to a total of 39 levels. I'm also only going to be considering the part of the song that's actually used in the level. Before we begin, I just want to say that this is purely subjective, so if I rank a song that you hate above one that you really like, please don't write a 5-page essay down the comments, because I'm not going to read it and you're just going to look stupid. If you do enjoy the video, then please subscribe, and with that, let's get into the video. And in last place, we're starting off with Payload. I think everyone can agree that this is just awful. Nothing about this sounds good at all. The worst part is that if the level had used literally any other part of the song, it would have been about 10 times better. But no, and now we're stuck with Theory of Everything 2. Okay, a lot of people are going to be mad at me for this one. I genuinely don't understand why people like Toto. There is almost no real melody, and the whole thing sounds like you just dropped your keyboard down the stairs. What do people see in this? Round 1. This kind of sounds like a weird mashup of Years and Frontlines that somehow fails to be better than either of them. Speaking of Years, here it is. The first half sounds like the most generic lo-fi song ever, and the second half sounds like the singer is having approximately 50 voice cracks a second. The Challenge. This is quite literally just the same note pattern over and over again. Monster Dance Off. F777, what did you do? Your songs are normally really good, but what the hell is this? Machina. This is honestly just a less bad version of Years, and the first half does actually sound pretty good this time. Beast Mode. I was debating whether to put this above or below Machina because they are basically exactly the same. These could be swapped around for all I care. It's just the same thing. Embers. Nothing much to say about this one, it's just boring really. Stereo Madness. Now I think that this is actually a really good song to have for the first level of the game, in that the music is fairly calm for a tutorial level, but on its own, let's just face it, it's a pretty boring song. Frontlines. This isn't that bad, and is a fairly cool tune, but when it comes down to it, it is just another generic Dex Arton song. Finger Dash. Now a lot of people don't like Finger Dash, or I should say Finger Bang, and while I do see where they're coming from, the drop of the song is actually pretty good, which bumped it up above most of the GD World songs. It's still pretty jarring overall, so I didn't put it any higher than this though. Electrodynamics. I used to absolutely hate electrodynamics with a passion, but I've recently realised that it's actually got some great intense parts in it, even if it can be a bit overwhelming sometimes. Okay, I just want to clarify that from this point onwards, they're all good songs in my opinion, so if I rank your favourite song at number 26, it's not because I don't like it. Speaking of number 26, we have Space Pirates. It's got a cool theming and melody, but the drop is pretty underwhelming and does feel empty. Knock 'em. Not bad, but please remember that repeating the song's name over and over again is not a substitute for an actual melody. X-Step is pretty good, and I like how the intensity stays pretty constant throughout, but that is also the problem. The song doesn't really seem to be building up to anything, and so the drop seems kind of underwhelming. Viking Arena. Not a lot of pitch range here, and it's very repetitive as well. But I honestly think it kind of works, as it feels like a steady beat which is slowly building up to when the melody finally comes in near the end. Jumper is a great happy song, but compared to most other songs on this list, it really lacks any energy. And don't get me wrong, that is one of the things I like about it, but it really doesn't have much intensity and comes off feeling kind of boring for it. If your average GD song was a fast jog, then Jumper would feel more like a relaxed stroll. Back on Track. For me, Back on Track is definitely similar to Jumper, with a good melody, but lacking any, well, pizzazz. I feel like if there was a proper beat, then the song would be just that much better. Striker. By far the best GD World song, Striker really is a step up from the awful Dex Arton songs in the rest of the spin-off game, with a great drop and beat. Too bad it's the only good song in GD World. Cycles is basically a fixed version of Back on Track, with a much stronger beat and a much better build up to the drop. It really feels like an improved version of Back on Track with a similar vibe but with more, well, pizzazz. And to complete the trio of DJVI songs that remind me of Back on Track, we have Can't Let Go. Once again, it has a similar vibe, but this time is much more intense feel to it, the drop, with much more pizzazz. It really feels like they're all variations of the same song and all improve on each other, especially as they were released Back on Track, Cycles, and Can't Let Go in that order. Theory of Everything. The first and only good song in the Theory of Everything series. I love the mystical vibe Theory of Everything has, and it really explores the theming well, starting really quiet and slowly building up the texture. Melody does change throughout the song, but it stays similar, so it isn't too contrasting. Dry Out. I genuinely cannot think of a single thing to say about this other than that it's good. I'm sorry, I just can't. Airborne Robots has really rapid, even notes, kind of similar to ludicrous speed, which is an effect I really like. Power Trip starts off really strongly intensely, which stays strong throughout the level, apart from a few short quieter sections that break up the melody and make it feel more interesting. My only real complaint is that towards the end it can get pretty repetitive. Clubstep. Despite only using one melody for the entire song, Clubstep explores the idea really well, making for a great listening experience. I especially love the bit at the start, where the song seems to ramp up but then slows down and becomes quieter just before the drop. I don't understand how this was made by the same artist as Theory of Everything 2. Press Start. You can't help but love the video game theming for this one, it's just done so well. It's got a great melody and it's really consistently good throughout. This definitely is the most consistent quality out of the 3 MDK songs on this list, unlike Finger Dash and... well, you'll see. Clutterfunk definitely has its ups and downs. The ending of the section in the level is an absolute masterpiece, but it's also just this random dubstep section in the middle. It fits well into the theming though, so I'm not complaining. Heading into the top 10, we have Bass After Bass. I used to really like this song, but while the melody is great, it can get very repetitive. I mean, it quite literally uses the same tune for almost 90% of the level. Polargeist. What an absolute classic, and it still holds up to this day. This has got to be the best song from 1.0, and for a reason. The melody is absolutely amazing. Geometrical Dominator. The song was made specifically to be used in Geometry Dash, and it really managed to capture the essence of the game somehow. It has a similar feel to Press Start, but with a much more upbeat and fun atmosphere, which works perfectly in my opinion. The 7 Seas. Great theming, excellent pacing, and an absolute banger drop. What else can I say? Time Machine. The song is obviously going for a futuristic feel, and it achieves it really well. It uses really, unusual melodies that somehow work. Seriously, the song should not sound this fire. Entering the top 5, we have Deadlocked. I love the intensity in this song. It has so much energy all the way through. Even so, it still manages to include short, calmer sections, X-step take notes to break it up and make it that much more exciting. Electroman Adventures. Everyone loves this one, it's just a fact. It once again uses the video game theming, but goes about it in a slightly different way, with much less going on in the background. The song doesn't suffer from it at all though, if anything it makes it better. Blast Processing's melody starts off with just a single note and gradually gets more complex throughout the song, which I think is executed really well. It goes from to and then climaxes at. I feel like it's staying true to the original idea of the song without becoming too boring either. Also, Rob Top ending off the song with "You Win" is pure genius, even if it doesn't end like that in the full song. Dash. This is the song most heavily affected by the fact that I said I'm only considering the part that's used in the level. The part of Dash that's used in the Dash level is absolutely fire, but pretty much straight after the time the level ends, the song gets so much worse. It honestly feels like MDK looked into the future and knew exactly where the level was going to end. It was just like, okay, I can just half-ass it from here on out. But whatever, we're not considering that part, so Dash gets the silver medal from me. And finally, at the number 1 spot, the best official level song in Geometry Dash is Hexagon Force. This song is basically perfect. It's got a fire melody with a steady build up to an amazing drop with loads of energy all the way through. Hexagon Force is truly a masterpiece, and so it goes home with the gold medal. And there you have it, all of the official levels ranked by how good their songs are. This is my first ever scripted video, so if you want to see more of this style of content, then please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching, and bye!